Hello, Gaties and Littlemen. I am the Mothmaker, and this is the story of TF2's development and how it got to where it is today. But before anything, we have to look at the story of TF2's development starts in 1996 with a game called Quake. Quake was a game very much like Doom, but different from it. It had a far more advanced engine than Doom, and it had advanced 3D physics, and it was praised for its overall atmosphere and graphics. At the time, it was acclaimed as one of the best games ever even, and that acclaim even still lasts up to today. And with all this massive acclaim came massive popularity. And whenever any game gets popular, people make mods for it. And that's when Team Fortress came into the game. Team Fortress originally just started off as a mod for Quake, just for the personal use of the developers, because they wanted a game with multiple classes, where each one had its own unique playstyle, and so Team Fortress was born. And over time, it grew in popularity, with many people constantly playing it, and with the growing popularity of the game, Team Fortress Software was created in 1997. Team Fortress Software was a game company that made Quake mods and also did contract work with very large companies like EA and Activision. But also around this time, Valve had turned a lot of its attention towards the growing FPS modding scene, and so Valve started hiring a lot of Quake modders. And with this, Team Fortress Software was invited to Valve's Seattle headquarters for 3 months to work on Half-Life's multiplayer modes, and also to work on the earliest iteration of TF2. But 6 weeks after being at the headquarters, Steam CEO himself, Gabe Newell, offered to buy the licensing rights to Team Fortress and give the developers of it full-time jobs at the company. And so, Team Fortress became a part of Valve. But now that Team Fortress is a part of Valve, we have to talk about Team Fortress Classic is the first Team Fortress game officially developed by Valve, and it was released in 1999. It was made with the Gold Source engine to promote the Half-Life software development kit, and overall it was well received. Yes, there were some complaints about the graphics, but it's a port of an already pretty beloved mod, so people enjoyed it. And with this coming out, we can see where a lot of the classes that we see in TF2, and we love them, started out, like with Pyro, Scout, Medic, and even the Heavy. But with Team Fortress Classic out of the way, it's about time we talk about So, remember how I told you earlier how before Valve even made the TF1 port, they were already working on TF2? Yeah. TF2's development was long, and the original game was not at all like the final product that we know today. Originally, Team Fortress 2 was going to have a modern war aesthetic. Yeah, you may be thinking, but modern TF2 is so goofy. Yeah, it is, but the original TF2 really dived into realism. They had a whole command hierarchy with a whole commander class, and the entire game would have had networked voice communication, and the commander class would have played the game like a real-time strategy game, where the commander class had a top-down perspective and issued commands to the players. But what I find really funny about the commander class is that they had to scrap the entire idea as a whole, because when the players were given orders, they would just simply refuse to do what they were told to do. But TF2 in this original form was first shown at E3 1999 as Team Fortress 2, Brotherhood of Arms. They showed how smooth the animations were. But in 2000, the game was delayed for the second time, because they were swapping it to the engine, which everybody now knows, the Source game engine. But all of a sudden, with all this info, suddenly all of a sudden, updates in the development of Team Fortress 2 stopped. And with that, fans were left completely in the dark. But that didn't mean the game wasn't still being developed. But it was changing as it developed. And they cycled through about 3 or 4 different versions of the game before landing on the modern TF2 that we know and love. But an interesting time in development that I want to tell you about was when TF2 became an alien game. Yeah, it was going to be called TF2 Invasion. And it was going to have a War of the Worlds sci-fi steampunk theme where humans would fight aliens. And as the development progressed, the designs became more Roman inspired. But in 2003, the Half-Life 2 source tree was leaked, and along with it were the Team Fortress 2 source codes. But in the end, as you can guess, this entire version of TF2 was scrapped. But after being scrapped, Valve did confirm the development of TF2 was still going on. And with that, fans were out of the dark. Now we get talking about the final versions of what Team Fortress 2 became, with it being shown off at the EA Summer Showcase in 2006, where players saw it depart from its original realistic style to go for a much more cartoon one that we now know very well. And in 2007, TF2, in its final form, finally released on both digital and physical. After release, Valve made sure to update TF2 with plenty of new features and game modes galore. In 2011, the entirety of the game became free to play. Over time, updates on TF2 dwindled out, but as of currently, Valve seems to be taking an interest in TF2 again, and they seem to be starting to release more updates for it. All in all, TF2 has a long and arduous development history. One just from a humble mod to one of Valve's biggest games in this entire lineup. And I believe that's just plain amazing. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, please subscribe, maybe leave a like on the video. And I guess let's go to the outro song. Hey everybody, this is my outro song. I hope that you do sing along. I'm the Moth Maker, and I make content. Please give me money. I need money. Please subscribe. I don't have a dime. I have really, really bad rhymes. Please subscribe. This is the outro song. The outro song. The outro song. This is the Moth Maker outro song. Please subscribe. I don't have a dime. If you give me a little bit of your time, maybe subscribe and give me a dime. A dime, a dime, a dime, a rhyme. I got bars from Mars. Girls go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Boys go to Mars to get more bars. That's what I'm saying. My name's not Lars. My name is Mothmaker, and I take time to make these videos, and I spit bars, rhymes, and hymes, and lots of things. So please subscribe and have a good time. Bye.